There are explosive new developments showing what many Trump supporters have said all along. The Russian investigation was a complete hoax. Yesterday, the Justice Department officially dropped its criminal case charges against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn after it was revealed the FBI tried to set him up.
And then we finally got a hold of more than 50 transcripts of closed-door interviews conducted over the course of 2 years by Congressman Adam Schiff. For years, Schiff claimed there was proof of collusion in plain sight. Well, now we know that was never the case. President Trump reacted to the news earlier this morning on Fox and Friends. Take a look.
You've been talking about a Russia hoax for years. Is this proof you were right?
Well, absolutely. I think most people knew it. Really, most people knew it from the beginning, and they knew it was just a total hoax. It was a made-up story, a disgrace to our nation. Made it impossible for us to deal with other countries, including Russia. These are dirty politicians and dirty cops and some horrible people, and hopefully they're going to pay a big price someday in the not-too-distant future.
All right, joining us to discuss, Nan Hayworth, Independent Women's Forum and former GOP Congresswoman, and Tom Borelli, a contributor at America's Voice News. Good to see both of you. Guys, there's so much to go over in this case, but first we want to start with this. Tom will read it out for you. A very telling piece of testimony from Obama Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, who said, quote, "I never saw any direct empirical evidence that the Trump campaign or someone in it was plotting or conspiring with the Russians to meddle with the election. I do not recall any instance where I had direct evidence." Tom, should that have been over right then and there based on that statement?
Emma, you just read my mind. After that statement, it should have been period, end of story. But it didn't happen that way because, number one, well, first of all, Clapper is still a contributor on CNN where he talks about how possibly President Trump was an agent of Russia. He said that after he made that statement to Congress. So first of all, he's a liar. And then we have the liar in chief, which would be Representative Adam Schiff. Schiff, on multiple occasions on national TV, said he had evidence. You referenced that before. And yet, what did he do? He kept lying while he knew all along there was evidence in this committee that there was no there there. Just think of the opportunity cost. Schiff and the others have cost the American people the time, the money, and let's not forget about the wasted Mueller report, over $30 million, and we knew there was no Russia collusion from the very beginning. It's really disgraceful. I'm so satisfied the information is finally coming out.
Sure. What makes you wonder, Nan, how did this even get so far? When you see the transcripts, you're actively, with your eyes, looking for evidence. You can't find it. You've got these Obama administration officials that are saying, hey, no, we don't see it either. How did it still make way into years and years of an investigation into the Trump administration?
Oh, what a great question, Sean. That really is the question. This appears to have been a concerted effort at the very highest levels of the Obama administration, Department of Justice and FBI and intelligence community. It was ideologically driven, presumably, to bring down a legitimate legal candidate for president and then an elected president of the United States. This is the largest scandal, the most hideous misdirection of the power and the mechanisms of government since Watergate. This beggars description, quite honestly, and it is profoundly disturbing. They indeed had nothing real to go on, and all we can assume, Sean, is that when they were compelled to testify to Congress under oath, they had to admit that they actually had nothing, but they carried this forward as far as they could. And even President Obama and Vice President Biden in January of 2017 were briefed together on certain aspects of the case against General Flynn. So where indeed does this go? What did President Obama know? When did he know it? Because he also had to countenance the counterintelligence investigation, as I understand it. So this is very, very troubling and should be playing in the minds of every American, wondering what, frankly, the Democratic Party represents in terms of its honesty and its dedication to our founding principles of individual liberty, due process, the presumption of innocence, and fair play.
Yeah, we're glad we're talking about it, bringing it to light. Meantime, former FBI Director James Comey weighing in on the Flynn case, writing on Twitter, quote, "The DOJ has lost its way, but career people, please stay because America needs you. The country is hungry for honest, competent leadership." Tom, is James Comey in any legal trouble?
Oh, Emma, I think absolutely Mr. Comey is in very big legal trouble, going from all those FISA warrants that he was part of him openly describing how he set up Flynn on stage with an MSNBC anchor. He bragged about it. I think his arrogance is really going to bring him down. And let's not forget about the Inspector General reports about him, where he was insubordinate. He made the Hillary Clinton not guilty regarding her emails on his own without any supervision. He lied and leaked documents. I mean, what else? What a disgrace. This was the head of the former FBI. This is a complete travesty, and the American people should really be alerted that if we have people like that in power, if they're doing that to people in the Trump administration, imagine what they would do to me or you or anyone else watching.
And we're going to leave it with that question. I think it's a great question. There could possibly be more documents coming forward. We may hear about that. There are supposedly more documents coming from Rick Grinnell, DNI. I'll leave it there. Nan Hayworth, Independent Women's Forum, and former GOP Congresswoman. Also, Tom Borelli's on. He's a contributor for America's Voice News for Newsmax. Good to see both of you. Stay safe, guys.